What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, so today, guys, I will say right now, we got the pop and then we got the drop. We are going to be starting things off with, we'll start off with Mr. VIX, all right? And then we'll go over the indices. So let's start off on the daily time frame. So you did come up. I believe this is a, I mean, either way, you got a doji candle. You gapped up, you got a doji candle. Let's put the gap on the map. Which is going to be a high of 22.40. So we're just going to literally go like that. And we're going to come over here. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I missed it. There we go. 22.40 right here. All right, guys. And if you guys are new to the channel, I'm just letting you guys know what we do here. All right. We do provide a market update each and every day on the indices, going over the technical setup. We also, obviously, we do have to talk about the fundamental factors at play, although I will tell you right now, for a fact, I do not weigh the fundamentals even close to where I weigh the technicals. All right, now we're going to be talking about what's going to be happening this week. We already talked about in the weekly update what VIX is going to be, or what it is suggesting is taking place this week. We're going to be talking about that right now. We're going to start with that. All right, so we're going to touch on that because I told you guys, like, it's coming. All right, I still do think there's going to be here's the thing, guys, all right? As a trader, all right, I have been screwed before. Specifically, last time I did not listen to the daily charts and I listened to what the weekly chart was suggesting, all right? Well, again, I will say there was a bullish divergence on the weekly chart back then. But you got your weekly close under the 200 weekly MA. I think it was like the third week in a row, and the only times that has happened in the past, like 22 years, is literally right before you had a 15 to 30% drop on QQQ, on the NASDAQ, on NDX, NDQ, whichever you want to play. There you go, all NASDAQ. But yeah, I completely ignored it. I completely ignored the fact that you had this daily bullish divergence going on. You had a triple bullish divergence going on here. You have the same exact thing going on over here on QQQ. All right, you get the same. I think you got you got a bullish divergence on SPY. You have, I believe, still the bullish divergence over here on DIA. I will say. Right now, you're getting to the end of your triangle here. And actually, I do want to point out this on Mr. SPY. You did end up breaking out of this triangle slash whatever you wanted to call this. I told you, you could look at this as a bear flag. You could look at this as a pennant. All right, pennant, triangle. They're all the same. All right. Well, not all the same, actually. They all have different price targets. We're not putting on a price target on the freaking board for a pennant, though, on the 1 and 4 hour time frame. But yeah, guys, you did not break down from that. All right, you had a 4-hour close above it, but I will say we are going to have to see if the daily ends up closing all the way up here. I don't think it's going to happen. We would need a $4 move from where we are right now, and I just don't think that is going to be the case. All right, so let's talk about VIX. All right, let's talk about what we talked in the weekly update, which happened to be a New Year's update. We told you there was a well, actually, coming over here to the monthly chart, we'll start this off, and look at that, you gapped right up. There is no gap, though, because of this massive wick you got here on VIX. VIX is highly volatile. It is literally the oscillator of volatility on SPX. So, if you didn't know, there you go. You had the bullish Harami on the monthly time frame. You also had the bullish Harami take place on the weekly time frame, which suggested next week was going to be green. And I told you guys how I use candlesticks on the monthly and weekly time frame. It differs from how I use them on the daily time frame. I don't wait for the confirmation because the vast majority of the time you are going to be missing the move. All right. It's just how it is, right? You had this, look, you gapped up, all right? You missed a 25% move on VIX. I guarantee that was a massive move on SPX, all right? Which, guys, yes, we will be talking about, still, there is going to be a shorting opportunity in my personal opinion, but we're also going to talk about, hey, all right, if things don't go our way, what to do, all right? What to do, because, well, at least what I'll be doing. You guys could do whatever the frack you want. Don't care. All right. But yeah. All right. So we knew this was coming. All right. Now I will say, all right, VIX on the daily time frame is all the way up here. This is literally where you ended up coming in with a bearish engulfing candle last time, and that's where you cooled off. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to happen like that. All right, VIX can literally just stay up here. It can also stay down here. All right, that is why recently we have not really, like, we've been paying attention to VIX on the daily time frame, but we have not been weighing it too heavily in our TA. All right, we have been mainly just going over the indices because we have been doing decent with those. All right. All right, so we're gonna quickly go over the daily technicals here. All right, and then we're gonna go over the 4-hour and the 1-hour chart, and then we'll talk about what comes this week. Okay, what comes this week? What I'm doing about it? Yeah, I am doing something about it. But we're also gonna talk about, hey, what if I don't get the opportunity to do that something about it? So, yeah, let's get into it. All right, so on the daily, and guys, I'm just gonna warn you. All right, this isn't the sexiest setup. All right, it can change by the end of the day, but we're gonna talk about Apple and Tesla too. All right, you had some bad news today. That is what drove both of them down. But yeah, that is these 100%. These are what tanked the market right there. Tesla and Apple. And actually, let's just look at Mr. Tesla over here. Holy sweet baby Jesus, that is crazy. But I will say, you had these 2 higher volume days with buying volume coming in. But look at this increasing volume. Are we going to keep seeing this trend in Tesla? All right, we do have a gap on Tesla. Let's actually put that on our chart over on Tesla. If anybody wants to trade Tesla, feel free. All right, this gap is probably going to be a decent buy. All right, you're probably going to get bounces along the way here. So let's go. And guys, don't enter a long position all at once, right? If you're buying shares in a company, don't enter all at once. Just I mean, if you really see the most perfect opportunity, there you go. But 94.67, so 94.67 is the gap fill right there. And then I know you have one down here, and then that one is going to be the high is, holy Jesus, that's so low, 81.87. That's crazy that Tesla's came all the way down here. There are going to be so many opportunities when all is said and done. But here's the thing, guys. All right, you're probably going to have massive swings over the following years in the market. Okay, I've talked about my opinion on this. I do think we are going to be entering a stagflationary time, in which we keep seeing them hike these rates up. Inflation shows signs of coming back down, and then boom, it happens. What happened in the Volcker era? Because that's the only era that is comparable to what is going on right now. All right. Which, yeah, you had over like an 8 to 10 year period. You just kept seeing the markets go up and down, or you kept seeing inflation go up and down. I'm guessing the markets went up and down until Volcker came around and did that. And ultimately, yeah, there probably is one big crash eventually going to happen. And I have no crystal ball, so I don't know when that will happen. But we'll be here on the channel covering it. So, and yeah, by the way, just so everybody does know, what we do here on the channel, we don't do any, like, we can look at hindsight. Anybody could do it. All right. Anybody could do that. So obviously it's going to be there. All right. But the TA we cover here on the channel is, it's supposed to be all useful information. All right. It is, that's my goal here. That's really the only thing I'm trying to do here is I don't have a crystal ball, all right? But I am looking at the charts, seeing what the charts are suggesting what is going to happen, what's the likely scenario here, what's the probabilities, all right? And I'm just saying, guys, Tesla is closing on that thing. But yeah, it's probably going to have a bounce on one of these. You also have a gap all the way down here. I don't think you get down there, so we're not even going to put it on the chart because you also have a gap all the way down here. And personally, before, and I've been talking about it, right? The monthly time frame is suggesting you do have one hell of a rip coming. All right. This is like an opportunity that we don't see pop up too often. All right. That happened in 2020. But keep in mind, they announced they will do whatever it takes. All right. Back in COVID 2020, they announced whatever it takes in March. All right. And that is the only reason this happened. All right. They QE to the moon. That is exactly what they announced. And yeah, but other than that, like, that probably would not have happened. All right. But I will say, look, you got down there. Oh, you got down here. All right. That was your thing. That was over in 2016. And look at this. All right. And this is why I say, like, we could have some massive ups and downs here. I don't know if you do. All right. But yeah, this was over in 08. You had these little bounces right here. Let's actually see how big that bounce was. It wasn't the biggest. I think we have one decently bigger coming. All right. But if it's not bigger than this, then who cares? All right. Who cares? We'll be here covering the charts. So if we see warning signs popping up, guys, I don't want to lose money. All right. And like, your interest is my best interest because this is the TA I use to try and not lose money and to do the opposite, to make money in this bear market. I do think we're doing a decent job in this bear market in comparison to probably the most of the market here. But yeah, all right. So let's go back into the daily chart. We never actually finished talking about that. Got carried away with Mr. Tesla over there. But yeah, over on the VIX, you do have your CCI over and overbought territory now. But like I said, you can't stay up here. All right. So there's going to be ups and downs on this way down. And yes, I do think SPX, SPY, QQQ is going to hit lows way early. Obviously, you are almost down there, which means you're probably going to fall more on QQ eventually. But that also means you're probably going to have a bigger recovery. But yeah, SPY, guys, we're close to lows yet. All right, you have quite a bit. You can even buy contracts now and just hold February 17. All right, I don't recommend anybody really do this. I recommend waiting for that entry, waiting for that pop. And I will say, all right, again, the charts trolled me again and got so freaking close to my first put entry. All right, back here, this is when I take profits. All right, now I will say right now, I was watching dogs today, and I was watching the price action for my Apple Watch, and I did not have my phone, and you can't buy and sell off of the Apple Watch. So I could not do anything about it. I'm watching in pre-market. We're up like 1%, some 1% something on QQ, maybe 0.6% on SPY. And I'm like, yeah, screw it. All right. I'm not gonna check it. I'm having a jolly good time with these dogs. All right. And by the way, holy crap, ran the pack today. It was actually amazing. All right, holy crap, did these big guys, holy crap. And the other people, they were amazed. All right, well, maybe they weren't all amazed, but they were like, holy crap, they're so quiet today, they're so calm. I was like, yeah, that's what happens when you show you're the alpha. That's exactly what happens, by the way. You can't let dogs do whatever they want. Okay, the natural instinct of a dog in a pack is going to be to go crazy. All right, it's you're gonna have crazy dogs, so you have to be that person. And that goes for even if you just have 2 dogs like me. All right, you have to be that person that they look up to. All right, and by the way, guys, you want trust in your dog, or you want your dog to absolutely trust you. All right, and you want him to pretty much be a dog that has confidence. Here's all you do. You don't change that confidence thing. You make sure he knows that he's safe with you or she's safe with you. All right. That will naturally build up that confidence because now he knows he can go places with you. And as he develops or pretty much experiences all these new experiences with you, well, now he knows he's safe doing it. All right. But then again, or not then again, but just know, okay, don't let your dog get hurt on your watch, okay? If you're out at the dog park, don't you dare let another dog bully your dog, or trust me, your dog will not trust you, all right? Not a chance, all right? All right, but yeah, enough of dog talk. Screw dog talk. We don't need it, all right? Okay, so QQQ, you got a bearish engulfing candlestick, just like I think we got on SPY, and yeah, you do have to get all the way up here to 380. What is that? The close was 382. No, so it would be 380.64. You need to close above in order not to get this bearish engulfing candle on the SPY. And of course, it's the same exact thing on SPX, but I trade SPY, so I chart SPY. But yeah, you do have a bearish engulfing candle on QQ. You got the same exact thing on DIA. You have the same exact thing on IWM. Bitcoin, nothing of the sort, but you do have a bearish Harami. Mara, our baby Mara, nice. And look at this, sweet baby Jesus. All right, now this is something I didn't see coming. All right, you even got the confirmation on this bullish Harami candlestick formation. All right, I didn't see it coming. All right, it is what it is. All right, and we're gonna talk about what I'm doing here. All right, because nothing has changed for me. I'll tell you that right now for a fact. And I'm in it to win this game. All right, guys. I'm not in it to gamble. I'm not in it to. I've done that. All right, and I'll tell you right now. Maybe you have some big winners, but in the end, okay, if you risk on these subpar setups, you're gonna lose. All right, something's going to mess up. All right, and I'm not willing to risk it. All right, maybe people look at the plan I made in the I think it was Saturday video, New Year's video. For the weekly update, I told you guys how I plan on bringing around $50,000. And again, I told you guys these are rough estimates, okay? And with what happened, I don't even have that in my trade. Like I have that in my trading account, but I still have my not all the Jan 20 contracts, but I got a decent amount of them. I still have 19, so like, and I considered freaking selling some today when I saw that. But like all in all, no, because I sold a lot of what I wanted to hold, and my plan was to hold Jan 20s to lows. Now I'm gonna be quite honest. All right, this did not fall as hard as QQ. QQ got pretty close to lows, whereas SPY took its dear sweet time. But I still, the Feb 17 contracts, that is my bet for going down to, well, Feb 3rd contract would be my bet, and then Feb 17. That's like, I do think you're going to catch the majority of the move down. And I say that just because let's look at the weekly time frame here on SPX. All right. How many bars was this? All right. This was till you hit bottom. You had 8 bars. All right. We are already at 5 bars. Now, this could be prolonged, and we could honestly, this is what I think we're, well, actually, I don't even know. Okay. This was after you had 8 weeks. Okay. Would look something more like that. And I still do think like, hey, well, I don't think you clear as day do have buying pressure coming in here, and you do have a daily setup that like it's already oversold, and it's not, in my personal opinion, like I'm just not going to risk it. I refuse to risk this. All right, let's finish going over the setup. All right, before we talk about what I'm doing, because yeah, that's just going to take a little time. QQQ, or is that QQ? No, it's SPX. All right, you do have, let's do it on SPY. I don't want to do, oh, is it different over here on SPY? Kinda. All right, you have this trend line that you were actually bouncing off of right now. We're going to delete that, and we're going to make this is actually the new pennant. All right, that is the new pennant right there, which is, I think that is almost exact. Let's just make that. Let's turn on the magnet, actually. What am I doing? What am I doing, guys? So you got a magnet there. You got it right there. All right. So this is your trend line here. We're going to go over to the, so that's on the 4-hour chart. Now we can get a closer view on the hourly time frame. But yeah, before we do that, let's talk about what's going on the 4-hour time frame. You have your CCI in oversold territory. And by the way, guys, the CCI was your oscillators. I spoke about the divergence between the oscillators and the candlesticks in my weekly update, in the written update, as well as the the video update that I dropped on Saturday, New Year's. Yeah, guys, when you have these divergences, it can go both ways. I just do, I look at candlesticks as prevailing, all right? Like that, candlesticks rule. That's just what I was brought up on in terms of TA, and that is what I have been stuck with, and it has done me right. But again, obviously, as you see, I do put a great deal in my oscillators. But keep in mind, you're having this massive red day right here, and you have your CCI hinging up. So typically, with this amount of pressure, you might actually not have this candlestick right here. You probably wouldn't be down. You would have a flat / slightly up day. All right, so that's all the CCI really is. The CCI is literally representing, okay, all buying and selling pressure, this amount of volume on buy and sell orders, all right, over all spans, all points in history on this specific ticker, all right. What is it doing? Well, that's what it would have done, and this is what happened, all right? You clearly do have someone that wants to scare the crap out of people, all right? It doesn't have to happen, all right? We don't have to fall from here, but I will say you do have a bearish setup. But again, I'm going to tell you guys what I'm doing, because I refuse to be tricked in this market, all right? And if, like, things don't go my way, then, hey, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Like, really rather be safe than sorry. I'm in a place where, like, I'm only a few trades away from being exactly where I want, to the point where, like, I might go travel the world. All right. I might do what I like. I don't know. I would just be, actually, I'll tell you guys something that I started realizing yesterday, which kind of sucks, because I realized in that moment, holy shit, that's how quick it changes for someone to like not want something and want a lot more. I'm going to tell you guys in the end of this video, but it's kind of screwed up. It's not screwed up, because I'm going to have this. I will have this. And I don't know if it's going to be by the age of 30, but honestly, it's probably going to be by the age of 30. All right. The goal was 10 mil, but this is guarantee this is now my obsession, because I'm going to tell you where I got this from. And it's one of my mentors, and he's not involved in the stock market. Well, he's involved, but he likes the buy and hold strategy and but he's wealthier beyond all of our dreams. Okay. And I'm going to be on his level. And I have applied a lot of the lessons that I've learned from him to the stock market and just my overall life. And I will be, I'm being up there with him, and I'm going to tell you how. But yeah, all right. So the daily setup, guys, on none of them, you have stochastic crossing down on all of them, but you have your CCI hinging up. So slight divergence between oscillators here. You have your RSI going down. All right. I really do like my CCI. I rely heavily on the CCI. It is my favorite indicator because it, it do me wrong. All right. I like it. And when you find something that works, don't fix it if it ain't broken. All right. That's what I like to go by. But yeah, on the 4-hour time frame, look at this bad boy. Look at that. All right. But keep in mind, all right, we're not going to be really charting VIX. But look, this is literally where you got rejected last time. But going over QQQ, I want to point this out. You literally did have this ABC move up to right here. You flipped it. And guys, that is not good. All right. Like if I saw this if I saw this and it wasn't on a freaking Apple Watch where it just shows me a line chart, all right, I probably would have gone to the bathroom. I would have asked to go to the bathroom so someone could come and watch the dogs, and I probably would have tried selling, all right? I would have been up a pretty damn substantial amount of money today if I did that. And honestly, all right, like this was number one was this 268. I told you guys this could act as resistance. It's old gap fills, all right? They act as resistance or support, all right? They often are just a respected level, which is why we made it dark green here, and like even though it got closed. Look at that, all right? But either way, guys, this is a picture perfect break and retest, all right? I don't know if you are going to continue down. But again, I'm going to tell you what I am doing because I don't care if you continue down. I really don't. I actually don't. I am in this game. I don't want to get rich overnight. I don't care about getting rich overnight. I know, like, guaranteed, I will be richer beyond my wildest dreams. Well, actually, with how I was thinking yesterday, that no, I'm actually probably going to get to all these milestones and be unsatisfied with them. What the heck just happened in QQQ? What just happened in QQQ? What is going on, yo? What's going on, yo? Fucking bring my calls back, all right? Bring my calls back. Give me my put entry. I'm hyped. I was butthurt. I was butthurt. I don't care, though. But again, guys, I don't care. But this is what I was saying, guys. SPY can prevent this bearish engulfing candle, guys. If we do not have a bearish engulfing candle on every single indice, guys, I like that. Okay, I don't want to see a bearish engulfing candle on every indice, and I'm actually gonna point to something right now. And before we go over the hourly time frame, then we'll finally talk about what I'm doing. I'm sorry, guys. All right, but like a lot of information will take a decent amount of time to cover. Right, all my videos, they typically are 20 to 25 minutes. The normal updates and the weekly updates, they can run a lot longer because we're covering a lot more information. But if you want the data, I'm sorry, guys, you're gonna have to have the time. All right, but I do put out these videos. I try and literally put them out minimum or well maximum by 3:40 because they're typically around 20-minute videos. So everyone can hey, like I'm not saying I'm a financial advisor or anything, definitely not. But if I point out something that you didn't see and you're in a position that you deem like risky or you want to get in a position like, hey, now you have the data before close. All right. And that is sexy. All right. That is what we try and do here for you guys. And that really is the value I'm trying to provide here. All right. That's what I was getting at earlier. We're not talking about hindsight TA here. All of this TA is meant to be used. Well, you guys don't have to use it. I don't care. All right. But I use it and I've been thriving with it. And I do think anybody else would thrive with that. And holy Jesus, what causes? I need to look on Twitter, but we're recording a dang video. But we will not look on Twitter. All right. So going over the hourly time frame, then we're gonna go over the daily time frame and show you guys like what can happen. All right, but I don't think it is. And look at that, guys. We got the powerful bounce right off the bottom of this freaking pennant, guys. Are we gonna break up? All right. Now I will say, let's go over the 4-hour time frame here. Actually, let's go on QQQ, all right, because that is what I am currently trading, all right, and I want to get the frack out of these calls. But I also told you guys, like, hey, guys, worst case scenario, the puts make up for the call loss, and yes, they will gain massively, but I'm not even going to be close to the $300-something thousand that my plan would have gotten me pretty close to there, all right. But again, like nothing has to go according to plan. All right. I told you guys it is all right if it doesn't go according to plan. But look at that. All right. Look at that. So you got that, made your higher high, you came back and you paused here. That's the important thing. You paused here and made a double bottom here. All right. Because if you didn't, that would suggest that you would have gone like this. You would have came back up and you would not have broken there. All right. That is just how trend works. All right. And as you see, all right, when we finally made the higher high, look what happened. You broke that and you went all the way up there. So the fact that we're doing this right here and holding this, that was also right on this support zone we got marked out for you. It was our low over here on, what is this, November 9th. All right. The fact that this is happening, that's good. All right. That is very, very freaking good. If you are in my situation and you just want your freaking entry, guys, I don't even care about the calls. I really freaking want the puts, guys. I want them so bad. But again, I am willing to wait. I am really just willing to wait. All right, so you do have your CCI down here. And like I said, on QQQ's 4-hour time frame, or no, what is it? SPY's 4-hour time frame. Your CCI is all the way down here, all right? You can bounce here, all right? Or you could go a little lower, but I will say you're on the bottom of here. So I do personally think today was a trick. I think they are going to be sending you up tomorrow. I do think massive downside is coming, all right? But again, I can't take a position with this setup. If I take this, well, let's say I take this setup 5 times, all right? Maybe I win on 3 of them, but 2 of them will wipe it, all right? And there's no point in doing that for me, all right? I told you guys I'm a few trades away with the current capital I have from being exactly where I want, all right? So there's no point is what I'm getting at. There's no point in doing the risky biscuit, you know? There's just not. All right, but you do have your stochastic hinging up, and you have your RSI hinging up, and you have this thing starting to hinge, but it's not hinging up. But over on the hourly time frame, you are in over sold territory hinging up here, and you are crossing up there on your stochastic. You are right where you bounced here on your RSI. So the bounce, the possibility or the probability, I would say, is there for the bounce. All right. But I want, well, you guys don't have to do anything, but I will be watching to see what happens here, because we had that and we had a throwback back into it. So that is a thing. All right. But yeah, going over the daily time frame. All right. Because we've had this setup before, and that's why I say we can fall off a cliff from here. I can't take it. I literally can't take the setup. I can't convince myself to do it because, hey, I want longevity in this game, and I know I'm going to win this game if I do what I need to do. All right, and this is what I need to do. I need to not FOMO into a position here, but also keep in mind, like you can slightly come out of oversold territory, and we can come back down for an absolute massive, sick, nasty move. You went all the way from 409 to there. That's a $50 to $60 move right there that took place in oversold territory on the daily time frame, and I do think we are going to do that. All right, I just thought this would come out of this, all right, or at least something like this. We didn't get shit. Like it was whatever. Well, I mean, I guess we had that, but no, now you're moving sideways, and I still do think we do end up coming up. I don't know if the minutes are going to send you up, but just know that the VIX is suggesting you do. You're literally, this is the top week in SPX. All right, before you start going down. All right, that is exactly what that suggests in the weekly time frame. All right, it's something that I pointed out after the last 6 bottoms have been called on Mr. VIX by this exact same setup. We are in a similar spot here to where we were over here. And like, honestly, with how QQ has, like, where we are right now, I would just expect VIX would be higher up. But no, VIX has been getting suppressed, which is why I know this is going to be a very explosive move, guys. We had one right there. We had bottom get marked right there. We have bottom get marked right there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so 6 of the last bottoms on VIX before it spiked massively. Might I add, last time you got it, you spiked massively, 80% over how many weeks? All right, 6 weeks right there. That's massive. All right, so that is on the table. I personally believe that is exactly what is going to take place. All right, I don't think, I really don't think DIA fell. It's nearly as much as it needs to. All right, I'm looking at it this way. All right, I'm gonna say this. All right, and like, guys, I don't care if anybody thinks I'm an idiot. All right, I'm doing something that I have seen proof of concept that works. All right, and like, if you don't want to do your own homework on my homework and see that something works or it doesn't work, do it for your own. Just watch for yourself. All right, and you can come up with your own conclusion. I don't care. All right, all I want to see is my account grow massively over time. All right. And that is exactly what I know I'm doing here. But look at this. You like barely have came down. Like your stochastic is still in the overbought territory. All right. It's right under it. DIA, if it has the rip that I think is coming on the monthly time frame, what that suggests, okay? But I will say you do have, and guys, this is why I was saying you had a bearish engulfing candle here on SPX. I really do think you moved massively down this month. All right, that is what happened the last. What do we have? We had 1, moved down. We had 2, you moved down massive. You went from there to holy sweet baby Jesus. That's like a $60 move on SPY right there, $50, $60. You don't want that, all right? Bearish Rami next month, boom. All right, and that's what I was saying. You don't wait for, well, I don't wait for confirmation on the monthly time frame because you're going to miss the freaking move. All right, and candlesticks do prevail. All right, I am a firm believer by that. This is what I got brought up on. And look at that, declining volume as you rose. All right, well, we didn't see inclining volume here. So we'll see. Maybe we're trendless right now. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, guys, either way, we know what's coming. All right. We know what's coming. And here's the thing. All right. It can do exactly that. It can fall absolutely massively. And this could be the exact top. All right. Like this is what I was saying. All right. We can literally have this. All right. Your CCI here, we'll pull up the thing here. Your CCI was at minus 76. All right. Over here, your CCI is at minus 60. All right. You have more room to fall here. You have more room like to the downside here on your CCI. Then all the way back up here. All right. And that was your bearish engulfing candle. After this little sideways action, people were probably expecting a counter trend just like I am right now. Okay. Maybe. All right. But like all in all, look what happened. You went sideways. Look what happened here. You went sideways. Frustration. All right. Is this really just the bear flag? We don't know. All right. We have no idea. All right. But all I know is like, hey, this week is probably going to be it. All right. If we get to the end of the week, I will be forced to enter puts. All right. Or I mean, I'm going to be honest, guys. On any other pop, I am going to be entering puts. I don't care about what pain I feel. All right. Because of this. All right. I told you guys. SPY keeps freaking trolling me, guys. It keeps trolling me. All right. This is the exact same spot you rejected. And we're actually going to markets level because if we come back up here, I'm pulling the trigger. I am pulling the freaking trigger. If we come back up to right here at high 386.43, so we're just going to mark that 386.43, and this is just because I know, okay, I know we are at a top, all right, and I know there's massive money to be made, and even if it's not my $300,000 that I was planning on, that then can easily be turned into a lot more money buying shares of Mara, all right, then like even if it's not that, I still want like even like right now with the current position, all right, if we fall down to lows, yes, guys, I'll be at 100K, okay? My goal will be accomplished, all right? But it's not even close, all right? And if I do end up just loading the boat here on Feb 70 contracts, I do believe that gives me enough time to catch the move that I see coming, all right? Like, I'm serious. You have the VIX is flashing your signals on the monthly and weekly time frame. I've seen it before. I'm calling it again, okay? Tops are when people are, like, on the edge of their seats because, like, hey, you know, nobody knows what the heck is going to happen, but then the technicians come along and, like, they tell you what's going to happen. That's me, all right? And, well, they tell you the probability, all right? But, yeah, all right, guys, so we can fall. I don't care, all right? Like, if we were to fall off a cliff and have this candlestick tomorrow, I would be so deeply sad. But, like, all in all, I'm still going to be in a very good spot with my account, all right? The calls absolutely will die. All right, they will die. All right. And that will actually also take a substantial chunk out of those January 20 puts. But by the way, guys, this was the plan all along. Get the January 20 puts in the money or write out the money so they run in the money. And then you can literally ride them all the way to expiration if you really want to without stress. All right. And that's what's going on. I only have, what is this? I have 15 days left on these bad boys. I have 17 days left on these bad boys. And guess what? All right. They're not dying because they're freaking in the money. All right. They've been going up and down for quite some time. All right. And guys, by the way, all right, like I really did consider selling these, but again, I can't risk not making anything off this move. I can't. That would be so stupid of me to do. And like without the calls giving me the money, I'm going to be straight up. I will not have enough money to go according to my plan. I will not. All right. I will not. But I will say, again, I don't care. I don't care. But yeah, these currently are going for like around 1250, yo, and they're still up 180%. All right. So like that's fine. All right. And that makes me smile. But at the end of the day, like it still does suck. All right? I'm not going to deny. But this is what I was saying. All right. You don't want to be left in the dust. All right. This was my attempt at not being left in the dust. I initially sold more and then I ended up, you know, trading around these. But yeah, guys, all right, like, I do often make plans, and then, like, I get caught in the heat of the moment and take more profits than I do, have according to plan, and then I don't end up making as much money as the plan, and the plan ends up going, like, not perfectly, but it ends up doing substantially more than I got. And that's happened several times throughout this bear market, like a lot of times actually. Especially this rip, that was the biggest one I think that I just did not, I didn't do myself justice for. But either way, definitely didn't do myself justice down here. Either way, guys, I don't care what happens tomorrow. Okay, if we fall tomorrow, all right, that's fine. All right, I'm fine. But keep in mind, guys, keep in mind what I said. All right, you take that setup 5 times. Guess what? Guess what? 2 out of those 5 times it's not going to go your way. There you go. There's your risky biscuit. All right. But again, if we do get to the end of the week, or if we get the pop, I swear I will be adding on the pop. Like honest, I want to start entering the freaking puts, guys. I might start entering, and I'm not going to make any promises, and I'm not going to call this one out on Twitter because this is not a good entry. All right, it's not the best. My entry should have been, I mean, hindsight thinking, but it could have been right under this gap fill right here. That was originally where I wanted to take profit on the calls and switch to puts. All right, or load half my puts, and yeah, I never got it. We came like 40 cents short of it. Right here, this was supposed to be the first half of my Feb 17 puts. Well, guess what? Again, we came just shy of it. We didn't hit it. I'm hoping we do hit it. All right, I don't know if we're gonna have a $7 freaking day tomorrow, but either way, I am most likely before the minutes tomorrow going to add my puts, unless we do just start straight falling. Okay, if we start straight falling into the minutes, we will not add the puts, all right? But if we do get a somewhat rally into the minutes, I will buy half of my desired Feb 17 puts, all right? And if I don't get, like the Feb thirds, they're just riskier. Just keep in mind, less time, risk. That's all it means, all right? Less time, you got risk, okay? And what I like doing on this channel, I like keeping that peace of mind, all right? I don't want to make these risky, all right, not risky. Well, yeah, I don't want to make these riskier decisions, which lead to pain, or the possibility of pain, because then once you're in that painful position, you make them bad decisions. All right, and that's kind of what I'm going through right now. I'm having FOMO. All right, and but also it's like only half FOMO because I got my foot in the water, but the calls took away from that foot in the water. But like it's okay. It's perfectly fine. All right, so I think that is pretty much it, guys. I think that is it. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna tell you guys what I know for a fact now I am going to obsess over. Guys, you make $1 every second if you make every single second. If you make in 1 year $31,536,000, all right? Alex Hormozi is by far my favorite mentor, my largest mentor. He's helped me change my life. And no, I have not talked to him in person. I have not talked to him personally. No, he has a YouTube channel. Now it's at 700K, but I was in there when he was a small little guy, just trying to give some tips, all right? Not even at 100K. So I've been following him for the past 1 to 2 years, and I'm serious, guys. The advice he gives, just know, like, he's experienced it. You don't listen to people who aren't where you want to be, or at least like don't look like they are well on the path. All right. There's literally like, I'm well on the path. I'm not going to say I'm where you guys want to be because maybe you guys want to be millionaires. I'm not a millionaire. All right. I told you guys if the plan went according to the plan, yeah, I'll be a millionaire before tax though. But it's not. But you know, like, yeah, all right. Like, I still do think I'm doing something pretty dang great here. All right, you guys are watching the freaking journey to get there, which that is something I'm serious I don't see on YouTube. All right, you see all these experienced 40 to 60-year-olds, and they're doing the TA. All right, but like I learned from these 40 to 60-year-olds, and I'm building. And you guys can do the same. This is kind of cool. You guys are building with me. All right, guys. So with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video. Just know this week will. All right. Well, crap. I can't guarantee anything. Can't guarantee anything, but I give it a 95% probability that this week VIX takes off. All right. VIX starts taking off, and it's because of what we got last week. And look at that. You also have the bullish Rami over here. But yeah, keep in mind, guys, we could come back and fill this gap. Maybe this is where I enter the puts. All right. Maybe that's where I get my opportunity. But also maybe that's where I do start entering my puts, because again, I know what the VIX is suggesting. And if you come over here to SPY, you very easily can free fall while you're sitting here in oversold territory. It doesn't have to happen, but it very easily can happen. All right. You come over here. All right. Look at what happened here. It's the same exact situation. You got the bearish engulfing candle. Oh, it's the exact top. All right, and over 3 trading sessions, you went down here. Are you kidding me? This minus $20 move? Do you think I want to miss out on $2,000 per contract if I just risk buying Feb 17 contracts at like $800, $900 right now? No, I don't want to miss that. All right, like even if it's not what I wanted, all right, there you go. All right, but again, you use less because the setup is not as sexy. I told you guys in my written update, I told you guys the further we rally into this this thing. And this is why I was telling someone I don't have a stop on this Feb 17 position, the Feb 3rd and Feb 17 position. My plan is there because I don't want to have a stop. The stop would be if we were risking it for the biscuit here, and there's the chance you go up here. All right. When you're up here, all right, when you are up here at these 3 levels right here, all right, you're up here and you fully have a position established right here. The risk is this trend line. The risk is the 200 MA. The risk is 403 on SPX, 4,030, because JP Morgan has shorted calls at 4,030. All right. So this is the largest bank in the world, $2.8 trillion under asset management. All right. You really think they're going to be losing? They are the people that are wrecking people in this bear market. Okay. The person the other day was talking about big money. All right. How like big money won't like they have algos that won't let people recognize patterns. Well, I'll call BS on that, first of all. And I think this channel is literally, proof that that is not at all true. You will never get to big money if you think like that. So guys, please don't shoot yourself in the foot and think like that. Please just don't. It's not worth it. All right. Keep going. Just keep going. You will make a shit ton of money if you keep going. You have to prevail. You have to keep going. You have to lose, and you have to prevail. All right, so just don't shoot yourself in the foot. But yeah, guys, that's the risk. All right, and the short setup gets even sexier the more you go up there. And I told you guys, this is why we have time. All right, look at what it's freaking happening with DIA. You fell. All right, let's just look at this. I want to say this is like 5%, 6% off of highs here. All right. And yes, you made this higher high, but there's not a chance you broke out past here slightly and you go like that. I give it like, no, I don't give it a probability there. I'd say it's extremely, extremely unlikely. You have a 0.01% chance that happens, that you come back and then you start pushing from here. That makes no sense to me. Absolutely no sense. Look at this bear flag, this 3-week long bear flag here on DIA, Mr. DIA. It doesn't make sense, all right? If DIA was leading the charge, you barely have fallen here. It makes no sense that we are going to be turning around. And honestly, look at SPX. You're still also in the same exact boat. Like every single other leg down in this market, okay? And keep in mind, we have the worst news here, okay? Like, yes, inflation's coming down, but we just got told, the market just got told what they were freaking out all year about, all right? Every single leg down here, all right? They just got told the rates are going to be higher and they're going to be held up there longer than anyone expected. All right. So like that is enough fuel, in my personal opinion, fundamental fuel to bring you way down here. All right. And in my personal opinion, this zone. All right. And again, it doesn't have to happen there, but this is the zone I start looking at calls. All right. This is the zone that I start looking at. Well, I start looking at MAR when Bitcoin is in this zone. All right. When guaranteed, guys, when Bitcoin is here, I am loading the boat. I don't care how much money I got in my accounts. All right. I am starting to load the boat in that zone. All right, guys. So look at that sexy looking hot dog we just drew. Look at, nice. We got a little bond action. Kind of like that. Oh, that is a nice looking hot dog, mate. Nice, dude. We're going to be, guys, never eat a hot dog. Do you guys see how these things are made? You really want to put that in your body? It looks like you're eating someone else's intestine, like with how these are made. It's disgusting. All right, guys. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I know it was a 42-minute video, but peace.